I think when I became a believer, it's happened 40 years ago. So I always used to think that the Christians, I used to think that they are my enemies, because both of my parents, they're Holocaust survivors, and I grew up in Lithuania, and I was suffering from anti-Semitism. Even when I was a child, they called me dirty Jew, etc. And I always, I always felt not so good with it. Yeah. And then when I met different Christians that loved Israel, so it's changed my mind about Christianity. And then I learned more about Yeshua, about Jesus. And then by reading the Hebrew scriptures, I understood that he was the promised Messiah of Israel. And then my life was changed. I was then 25 years old, and I was completely lost. I was kind of a hippie, long hair, but I was not happy. I was depressed. I was lonely. I was smoking drugs, but drinking alcohol, kind of having fun, but I was not happy. And then I never searched for God. I was an atheist. I grew up in a communist country. But then Yeshua, he found his way to my heart, and I became a happy person, and I got free from all of my addictions, and I became a normal person. So I will tell you a little bit about what we are doing, about our ministry. Few kilometers from here, there is a place, a neighborhood, few streets. Tourists usually don't go there, but I was thinking that it's remind me there was a place in Jesus' time in Jerusalem. It's called you remember the Bethesda pool. The people were sick, they were dying, and they were waiting for the move of the water. So the place there, it's really reminds to that pool. Maybe it's difficult for you to imagine, or maybe you're familiar with such places in South Africa, but it's miserable. People are dying there from drugs, from addictions, living on the street, look very bad, all wounded. Many are dying there, and men and women, young, and they're like slaves. When I got there, I really understood what is it slavery. Like before, I was reading about slavery in the Bible, but I didn't really understood what is it slavery. But there it's really slavery, because they all day they are busy with making money. The men, they will steal anything they could, or collect bottles or iron. From the morning to the morning, they're always busy with getting money, and the women, they will sell their bodies to get the money, and in the end of the day, they will just buy drugs, and then again and again and again, and they're always busy and busy and busy, and no rest, like real slaves. So this is their life, and especially I have compassion for the women there, young women. They look very bad, very skinny, and so they're standing there on the street corners, many of them. And I was thinking that they lost all their contacts with the family. Nobody knows where they are. And then a car comes, and they can put her to the car, they can drive her somewhere to the forest, or I don't know where. They can murder her, cut her on pieces, and nobody will look for her even. Nobody will know, because she lost everything. So you see them there, and it's so desperate. And also it's interesting that the drug addicts, when they start using drugs, especially for the young people here, it's fun, In the beginning, it's fun using drugs. It's nice. It's good feeling. Tell you the truth. Yeah, it's really good feeling. And if you're a little depressed, it will make you high and happy, and you will see everything in colors. And but then you will have to pay the price. So when they start, they still at home. They can have a job and they have a home. But slowly, they need more and more money. And then the health is not so well, and in the end they find themselves on the streets. And usually they all gather. I don't know what's happening in South Africa, but I think almost every country in the world, the addicts, they will always end in the large cities, in the big cities, because it's easier to survive. And the place we are doing ministry there, we call it last stop, or one before the last, because the last is cemetery, and there is one before the last. And the people there, the addicts, I think there are thousands of them there. They come and go, and they lost their hope. They don't have hope, because drugs, it's something, sometimes, like I'm talking to my congregation and trying to explain them what is it addiction. Something about addiction? So what I'm telling them usually, the normal people, I'm telling them, for 1 week, stop eating sweets. Can you? They say, yes, sure, we will try. We will not touch any sweets for the whole week. No sweets. And then, the next week I will ask them, how things been going? Who succeed? Nobody succeed. You can try. It's good, it's healthy to stop with the sweets. But the addiction to drugs, to alcohol, even cigarettes, it's much stronger. And first when you're using drugs, when you are young, you think it's a game, and you play, you're having fun, but then you got caught, and there is no way out. So we come there, we feed them, we give them food. Sometimes, the meal we are sharing with them, it can be the only meal they were having, during the day. And we try to treat them very nicely. Sometimes, like a restaurant, we can also give them a sandwich. But I saw the way the restaurant owner, he comes and he's like begging that homeless, and so he's giving him that sandwich or this plate of food, and he tells them go. But we treat them in a very nice way, the homeless. It's maybe next time you can come and see. We can show you the soup kitchen. It's beautiful. The food is beautiful. Sometimes it's like a wedding food. It's beautiful food, and all the volunteers that are cooking, they're doing that from all their hearts. And also we are helping them with taking care of their wounds and giving them clothes. But the main purpose of us being there, it's bring them hope, because they're hopeless. They lost their hope. They tried all kind of rehab programs, anything, and no success, and they're still there, and they like the drugs, but they don't like the consequences or the lifestyle. They don't like living on the street. They don't like being sick, but they have nothing to do. So we came to bring them hope, and the hope that we are bringing them, it's not only with our words, like our, the gospel. It's not only the gospel that we are bringing them, but we are bringing them living testimonies. Like we have over 50 volunteers, and most of them were drug addicts in the past who got free by the power of the Lord. Yeah. My favorite verse in the Bible, it's if the Son will set you free, you will be free indeed. And we came there. We are not only a humanitarian organization. We actually see our mission as a saving life. We came to save lives. So when the addicts come in, to our soup kitchen, and they meet somebody who they knew before, and they used to use drugs and needle together, and now they see he looks nice, he looks healthy, he got married, he's happy, he's not using drugs anymore. So the people from the street, the addicts, when they see this living testimony, they understand that this is supernatural. Because it's impossible. Like, try to stop sugar. You will find that it's impossible without the Lord's power. Me, all my life I've been on different diets. I used to be really overweight. Like 20 kilo more. And I'm on a good diet, yeah. But it's also not my strength to stop eating this or that or that. I mean, it's also addiction. So someone who is slim, he will not understand probably that food is addiction. But the one who is struggling with the diets, he understands that it's supernatural, like for somebody not to eat bread anymore, or not to eat sweets anymore, or stop eating meat. So the drug addicts, when they see somebody who got free from that addiction, they understand that this is a miracle, that God is alive. They really understand. And then from the streets we try to bring them inside. We have rehab centers. Like we have our own, we are called Aviv Ministries, so we have 3 projects. We have the soup kitchen in Tel Aviv, we have a men's home in Beersheba, and we have also a women's home in Beersheba for victims of sexual abuse, domestic abuse. We have such a home. But beside that, we partner with other Christian rehab centers. So any addict who is willing to start a new life, actually he have an open door. It's all for free, no money. So they can enter, and by God's will, they can start a new life. And
wonderful.
And we appreciate. We don't. The projects. We don't get any income. We are just giving. We paying salaries. We renting facilities. We feeding people, etc. And we don't get any income. So I always say that ministry, it's like a military or like a hospital. Like in a hospital, there are many different people that doing many different things. It's not only doctors or nurses. So also same with the ministry. Like without your support of David and Jonathan and your prayer, no, I'm real. We would not be able to achieve all what we are doing. So we are really thankful for you. We really appreciate from South Africa. Also with me is Sergey, and he's one of those guys who's been to the street 10 years ago, and he was fully recovered from his old life, and his new life is wonderful, and now he works with us in our organization. So I will let him share maybe his testimony, and then if you have some questions about what we are doing. We are open twice a day, our soup kitchen, every day, twice a day. We are giving out about 2,000 meals every month. It's a lot, yeah?
Yeah.
And we have, like I said, over 50 volunteers, and I believe that beside, the benefits that the people from the street get from our ministry, it's also good for the Christian. Because today, Christianity, they want only, most of them, not all, most of them, they only want to study, another program, another discipleship, and they only study, church, another message, study, but, they're not practicing so much. And maybe they're not practicing because they don't have an opportunity. They don't know how to do or what to do. So with our ministry, we provide this opportunity to serve the poor, the needy. They just come, they get direction, and they start doing. So I believe it's also it's good for the spiritual growth of the believers, to be involved also in something practical. For sure that everyone have his calling. Not everyone is called to serve the drug addicts and the prostitutes. But yeah, so it's another side of our ministries.